Hey everyone, and welcome. We're looking at April 12th here in Hastings, and it is shaping up to be a classic spring day. With a little bit of everything on the menu. We're going to start with today's forecast, and then we'll take a look back to see what kind of history was being made on this very date. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that spirit of April in Hastings. It's that time of year where the weather just can't quite make up its mind, giving us a little bit of drama before, hopefully, a really beautiful day. All right, so let's get right to it. What exactly does this April day have in store for us here in town? Okay, the big story today? It's right here. We are looking at a high temperature that's pushing 80 degrees. Yes, you heard that right. That is a seriously warm one for the middle of April. So looking at the details, we've got that incredible high near 80, but the day is going to start off a little shaky. There's about a 30% chance of showers before 8 a.m. And on top of that, the wind is really going to pick up this afternoon, with gusts hitting up to 30 miles per hour. So yeah, think of today as a tale of two halves. We've got a potentially damp start that's going to give way to a fantastic afternoon. It is absolutely the kind of day that, once that sun pops out, will make you want to head straight for the riverfront or just take a nice walk downtown. Okay, so with a forecast like that, how do you even prepare? Here's your game plan for making the most of a day with this much personality. Today is all about being adaptable. First off, layers are your best friend. Maybe a light jacket for that cool, damp morning that you can just shed for the 80-degree afternoon. You'll probably start the day with an umbrella, but definitely keep your sunglasses handy for a quick switch. And yeah, with those afternoon gusts, it is absolutely a hold-on-to-your-hat kind of day. This whole theme of a day starting one way and ending another, it's not just about the weather. It really gets you thinking about how much can change in just 24 hours. So let's zoom out from Hastings today and look at some of the monumental shifts that happened on this very date, April 12th, throughout history. We're going to hit on three really different but really key moments. A foundational call for a new nation, a huge grassroots effort right here in Minnesota, and, well, the birth of a sound that completely changed music forever. First up, we are heading way back to the 18th century and the seeds of a revolution. So, check this out. On this day in 1776, something huge went down. North Carolina became the very first colony to officially give its delegates the power to vote for independence. This whole thing was known as the Halifax Resolves. And you really can't overstate how big of a deal this was. The Library of Congress itself calls it the first formal call for American sovereignty. This wasn't just some casual suggestion, it was a massive turning point. A critical step on the road to the Declaration of Independence just a few months later. All right, let's fast forward to 1917. The United States was entering World War I, and the call to action was different, and it hit a lot closer to home. Minnesotans responded by literally turning their own backyards into a source of support for the war effort. And these were so much more than just gardens. According to Eminopedia, they were a direct answer to the home front call. They helped fill local pantries, and maybe most importantly, they conserved all these essential food supplies that could then be sent to support the troops and our allies overseas, a really powerful community effort. And then, let's make another jump, this time to 1954. On this day, a cultural revolution was brewing inside a recording studio. Bill Haley and his Comets laid down a track that would very soon have the entire world tapping its feet. And the impact? Wow. It was immediate and it was profound. The Library of Congress calls this specific recording session not just a hit song, but a major spark for the rock and roll boom. A whole new era in music was officially kicking off. So, a political revolution, a home front movement, and a cultural explosion. What on earth does all of that have to do with our day here in Hastings? Well, here's the thing. History isn't just something that happens in a textbook, right? It's made on ordinary days, just like this one. The same calendar date that saw nations born and cultures totally shift is also the date of our own small, personal moments, like just enjoying a warm, windy day with a walk by the river.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? A gust of wind can change the weather for an afternoon. A new idea can spark a revolution. A hit song can define an entire generation. So kind of leaves us with a question. What small change happening right now, on our ordinary April 12th, will be the one that echoes far into the future?